Hey, Missy. Hey there. So, mommy tonight is gonna go through. We're not gonna get the whole thing done because we're gonna learn about Noah and the ark. But it's gonna probably take a few videos, not just one. Okay. So I'm gonna do this one. I did want to touch back on Adam and Eve and creation because I saw something today that was really interesting, which I took a picture on my phone. So I want you to think about this. Just think about this because you're really special, Juju. You're very, very special. And when God created us, He made each of us very special. He really did. And sometimes when we look at ourselves, we think, oh, you look in the mirror and we're like, oh, I do not like at all what I'm seeing. It's just, oh, how could God have created this? Why? Why do I have crooked teeth? Why do I have fake teeth? Or why do I have nose hair? Or why does my face look like this? Or, we're kind of rough on ourselves. But God doesn't see that. We somehow zero in on the things that are flawed. The things we think are not right. We seem just, that's all we see. Right? Like mommy has really big feet and Juju has really tiny feet, right? It's not, but we are made in God's image. That's the amazing. God made us in His image, like Him. So we'll have to wait sometimes to see. You have to wait for heaven to fully see God. But for now, God made you to be like Him. He did. Not just your body, but your spirit, your inner spirit, and your character. You can make choices and you can think and love others. God included the smallest details. If you look at, you guys don't have dimes there. A coin. I don't know if you guys even have coins right now. But if you look at a coin and it's just so tiny and there's all these intricate things on a coin, right? I wish I had one here. Maybe I can find one. Hang on a minute. I'm going to pause this. I'm back. I found what I wanted. So if we in America have coins here, and one of them is called a dime. This is a dime. It's very, very small. Let's see. Boop. Can you see that? It's very tiny. And it says dime on there. I don't know if you can see that. It says dime on there. It's probably hard to see. But let me tell you how special God made you. Okay, let me just tell you how special God made you so special that D, where it wrote on here, is that D on that dime. There's a bone in your ear that is the size of that D on that dime. Just a tiny little bone, the size of a D on that dime. Super small. Okay? There's a bone in your body that's that small, but it is needed for your ear. God made you special. He did. So special. So next time you try to compare yourself and you say, oh, God made that person better than me, or that God made that person better. God made you to be you, and you're just perfect in God's eyes. You are just perfect. And what you need to do is I want you to say that. I want you to think about it. I want you to say that God loves me. He does. He loves you. He made you. You are loved. God approves of you. And because you know what He said? He said in Genesis that He looked at His creation and He said, it is very good. He didn't say that to any other animals or about the earth or anything. He looked at humans and He said, it is very good. Juju, you are something God created, and God looks at you and says, you are very good. You are perfect, just the way He made you. All right? So when you get down sometimes, or feeling down, just know that God said that He's really proud of you. He's proud of what He made. And He said that His creation is very good, and you are perfect, Missy. You are perfect. You are just the way God wanted to make you. You are super special. All right? You are perfect in God's eyes. So now, after I say that, we're going to learn about Noah. And we're going to learn about rainbows today. Yep. God had Noah build an ark in Genesis. Right? So let's go to Genesis chapter 6. It's kind of amazing. After Cain killed Abel, remember I told you in that last chapter? That last video? Why? Why did he do that? It's terrible because Eve did that. It's just like a little building block here. Yes, it's like a little building block here. Things build upon things in the Bible. God made it perfect. So let's see. So after Adam and Eve, as you know, they had kids, and the earth multiplied, right? More people were born and made on the earth. So let's start with, Mommy should have had this open correctly before she started the video. All right, I am not going to read through all the genealogies. There is one book in the Bible that, well, there's probably more than one, but there's one book. It's called the Chronicles 1 and 2. And a lot of that is verse after verse of, and so begot so-and-so, and so begot so-and-so, and you're like, and after 29 chapters of it, it's like, I can't do this. Those are the books of the Bible that you read to go to sleep. Yes. It's just like that. It's important that they're in the Bible because Adam and Noah and Seth, you'll see the lineage, the family of Jesus. Just the whole bloodline of Jesus goes through the Bible. It's pretty amazing. All right, so we're going to start with chapter 5, I guess. This is the book of the genealogy of Adam. He made him in the likeness of God. He created them male and female and blessed them and called them mankind in the day they were created. And Adam lived 130 years and begat a son in his own likeness after his image and named him Seth. He was almost as old as Amanda. 130 years. Almost as old as Amanda. Right? Okay. After he begat Seth, the days of Adam were 800 years, and he had sons and daughters. So all the days of Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. Okay, so let's talk about that. God didn't create man, the original mankind. There was no sickness. There was no sickness. Or anything that was a predator to mankind or anything like that. So old age was really old age. He almost lived to be 1,000 years old. That's kind of rough. Man, I'm almost 60 and my body's going, okay, Jane, let's cut it down a little. Yep, and that's what it's saying to Mommy. So Seth lived, were 930 years. Seth lived 105 years. That was his son, and begat Enosh. After he begat Enosh, Seth lived 807 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died. Enosh lived 90 years and begat Canaan, and he begat Canaan. After he begat Canaan, Enosh lived 815 years, and all the sons and daughters. So all the days of Enosh were 905 years, and he died. Canaan lives 70 years and begat Mahalalel and he begat Mahalalel. After he begat Mahalalel, he lived 840 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Canaan were 910 years. So this is like the book of Chronicles, only it's only a few verses long. But it's important. This one I'm reading because it's important. I'll tell you why. Mahalalel lived 65 years, and he begat Jared. And after he begat Jared, Mahalalel lived 830 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, and he died. Jared lived 162 years and begat Enoch. After he begat Enoch, Jared lived 800 years and sons and daughters. So all the days of Jared were 962 years, and he died. So this kind of gives us a time frame between Adam and Noah. Enoch lived 65 years and begat Methuselah. And after he begat Methuselah, Enoch walked with God 300 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Enoch were 365 years, and Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. Okay, what does that mean? That's a really good question. That means that he never died. He never died because he walked with God, and he was really close to God, and he didn't die. God just said, come with me. He didn't have to die. But what a great thing to say that, to have a record, of saying he walked with God. This is a historical record of man. And to have written in there that he walked with God, so God just took him to heaven. That's pretty amazing. That's when I wouldn't live like that. Methuselah lived 187 years and begat Lamech. And after he begat Lamech, Methuselah lived 780 years and had sons and daughters. All the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died. Lamech lived 182 years and had a son, and they called him Noah. That's okay. This is why Mommy read you this. It was really important. I wanted to read you about Enoch, who walked with God, and God took him. And now we have Noah. He begot Noah, and Lamech lived 595 years and sons and daughters. All the days of Lamech were 770 years, and he died. And Noah was 500 years old, and Noah begat Shem, Ham, and Japheth. All right, so it kind of gives us a time frame, like how many years. That's a lot of years in between Adam and Noah. The reason why I want to say that is I want to show you there was a time period, and that they said they lived that long, and they kept having sons and daughters, and all these people had them, and that's how the earth was populated. Okay, I just wanted to give you a little time frame in there, which just to give you an idea of there's a lot of years between Adam and Noah. Now it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, and they were beautiful, and they took wives for themselves, to whom of all whom they chose. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not strive with man forever, for he is indeed flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years. So this is where the God said, okay, there's a lot of people on earth, and it's just they're living too long. We're not gonna do this forever, because 900 years with all those kids in between, that's a lot, and it's causing problems, right? It's causing problems. So God dropped the age of man from 900 to 120. Right down to where Amanda's right now. 120. Right? Okay, get this one. There were giants on the earth in those days. And also after, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men and bore children with them. Those were mighty men who were of old and men of renown. That means they were good. They were strong men, and they were known around the earth at that time. The Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great on the earth, and that every intent of thoughts of his heart was evil continually. What does that mean? That means that they were just doing their own thing. They weren't walking with God anymore. That was a big deal when I said Enoch walked with God. That's because since Adam and Eve did what they weren't supposed to in the garden and ate of the fruit of that one tree in that whole beautiful garden, and then the result of their wrongdoing, that God doing what God told them not to, their son had wrong in his heart and he killed his brother. And it just, all those wrongs just kept multiplying. God said, oh, we got to do something here. And he saw that the earth was wicked and mean and just wrong. And people's hearts were bad. So the Lord was sorry he had made a man on the earth. That's a pretty big deal. It must have been pretty bad when God said he was sorry he made the creation at that time. And he was grieved in his heart. So the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, creeping thing and birds of the air, for I am sorry that I have made them. Okay, so Mommy does artwork. So when I start a picture and I look at it, sometimes I'm just like, sometimes I just pick it up, wrinkle it up, burn it, throw it in the trash, whatever I have to do, and I just have to start over. Right? No matter how nice it started out, sometimes I just gotta, it gets to the point where I'm just like, oh, I just can't do this. And I just wrinkle it up and I start all over. Right? I just destroy it. Well, God felt that about his artwork, his creation. He's like, this is awful. I am so sorry I did this. This is just awful. But Noah, nope. Remember Enoch, and then is Noah's grandson, right? Noah is Enoch's grandson. Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Noah did. This is the genealogy of Noah. Noah was a just man, perfect in his generations. Noah walked with God. Wow. And Noah begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And the earth was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. I'm trying to figure out what to say about that. It kind of explains itself. It's kind of, the earth kind of is filled with a little bit of violence now, too, huh? Let's see. So God looked upon the earth, and indeed it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted their way on the earth. And God said to Noah, the end of all flesh has come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy the earth. Make yourself an ark of gopher wood. Make rooms in the ark. Cover it inside and out with pitch. This is how you shall make it. And the length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, its width 50 cubits, and its height 30 cubits. You can make a window for the ark, and you shall finish it with a cubit from above, and set the door of the ark on its side, and you shall make it with the lower, second, and third decks. And behold, I myself am bringing the flood waters on the earth to destroy from under heaven all flesh, which is the breath of life. Everything that is on the earth shall die. All right, so a cubit is from the tip of your finger to your elbow. That's what a cubit is. It's about the length of a man's forearm. All right, let me give you an idea of what size this ark was going to be. Let's see, I'll give you. Okay, so when God told Noah to build the ark, he gave him a huge job. The ark was about 450 feet long, almost as long as two 747 jets, which are huge, 75 feet wide and 45 feet high. The ark was made of a type of wood that only is mentioned in the Bible. Is only mentioned in the Bible in this one spot. Is translated as cypress wood. The ark was smeared with pitch, which is a tar, to make it waterproof. It's like a tar pitch, actually, that he had to paint it with to make the ark waterproof. That's pretty cool. Awesome. God knew and gave Noah perfect plans for a boat that will float. But it didn't really look like the boat nowadays. It more looked like a box. It had one window and one door, and that's important to know too. Okay? But he's going to establish, he told Noah, but I will establish my covenant with you, and you shall go into the ark, and your sons, and your wives, and your sons' wives with you. And every living thing of all flesh you shall keep, two of every sort, into the ark, and keep them alive with you. And they shall be male and female. So he had to build a big boat for his family on dry land, in a place that's never ever seen a flood or rain. Think about that. So they still have not seen. Remember in the Garden of Eden, they just had to do at night that watered all the Garden of Eden. Well, it was still like that. They never have seen. They've seen a river, but they've never seen any flooding of any kind or any rain of any kind. So for Noah to be building a boat this big is a big deal. And people are probably looking at him mighty strange. Like, dude, what is the deal with this? You are out of your flippin' mind, you know? You are out of your mind. What are you talking about, rain? We've never seen rain. Don't you wish I was like that over there? You never see rain? We've never seen rain. Never, like, you're building a boat? What? An ark that floats? On what? You're kidding, right? So I think it was hard for people to believe when he started building this boat. But just think about, I just want you to think about this. Think about Noah and God telling him to do this. How much faith Noah had in God, but how much faith God had in Noah. That relationship, their relationship of trust, must have been amazing. Really must have been amazing, because think about that. He had to trust Noah enough to build this boat. When Noah's never seen rain, he told Noah what was going to happen. But Noah has never seen that much water or rain or flooding or anything like that ever before in his life. Because it's never been on the earth. There's never been any flooding or rain of any kind. So Noah's like, God told him to do something. He did it because God made him a promise, right? God made a covenant with him. And that's a really important thing. We're going to talk about covenants some more. And that's really, really important. But God is giving him a way out. He's like, if you do this, I'm going to rescue you. If you do this, you and your family are going to live. If you do this, you have the potential to save the world. Think about that. That's God is asking Noah to do something. And knowing he's going to do it. And Noah is saying, okay, God, I'll do that. Me and my sons are going to build an ark. It takes a lot of years to do it. And a lot of people making fun of them and saying, you are out of your flipping mind, dude. You are. But sometimes doing what God says is more important than doing what the people around you are telling you to do, or telling you not to do, or making you feel like. Because it really doesn't matter what people are thinking around you. It does matter what God's thinking. It does. And God trusted him with a big job here. He really did, because he was going to save all the animals and mankind. Not all of mankind, but enough to repopulate the earth again, which is kind of an interesting. So, this is just, I just want to give you a start of this. So he's supposed to bring animals on the ark, right? A male and a female of each kind, and the birds of their kind, of animals of their kind, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth of their kind. 2 of every kind will come with you to keep them alive. And you shall take for yourself of all food that is eaten, and you shall gather it for yourself, and it shall be food for you and them. And Noah did according to all that God commanded him. So he did. All right, I want to think about that. God's telling me to do this a certain way, and to build the rooms and sections and floors, and there's a lot to do here. There's a lot to do here. Not just that. I mean, I would be like wondering where, certain animals got to go, because, I'm sure they don't all get along very well, and there are animals that eat wood, like gophers and beavers and woodpeckers, and would that not worry somebody in a boat a little, to have a woodpecker in there? And then you got to think about the smell and the food and there's some, yep, there's some of the stuff to think about. I would think God's gonna send a flood. God's gonna send a flood. Can we trust God? That's the kind of trust that we need to have in Jesus. We do. That's the kind of trust we need to have in God. And it's really interesting how the story goes on. So that is chapters 5 and 6 that Mommy just did with you. I am gonna do. We're gonna see how this works out. Mommy is gonna do chapter 7 and 8 tomorrow. Okay, because there's some stuff I want to go through with you, and then I might, after that, like I said, this is gonna take a few videos, because I want to talk to you about the rainbow. I learned some stuff today about that, and I thought was very interesting. I was reading about the rainbow. All right. But I want to keep fighting. Keep fighting. You can do this. All right. Keep doing your best. Keep doing your best. And I know it's terrible. And your coughing machine. Okay. You can do this. I know you can. All right. Mommy's sorry she didn't get a lot more done today. It's been a crazy couple days. There was a really big fire. Not at near this house, Nana Bear's house, but near where my other house, where I used to live in Toronto. Very close to the house, actually, and I woke Papa up at, I don't know, 2 a.m., 1 a.m., because that fire is pretty close to the house, and it's huge. Lots of factory. It's a big old factory is what it was. So, that went, and then Nana Bear's water heater went, which is what heats the water in the basement. We have a basement here, which heats the water for hot water and stuff in the house. So today we had to fix that too. We put in a new one to fix that, and we've been cutting down trees, and there's been a lot going on today and this weekend. So Mommy is sorry I haven't done more of these, but it's been a little crazy. Just a little bit crazy. But hey, who does crazy better than I do, right? Right? I love you. I love you. You can keep going. Keep fighting. Put on your fight hat. Mommy's got hers on. All right. I love you. Mwah.